Hey, on my replay gang, don't forget you could skip past this and go straight to the show, but we're gonna wait for some more people to come in. Then we're gonna start the show, baby. Hey, Miss Leo. Hey, my love. Hey, Tommy. Hey, the Black Gem. How are you? I'm glad you made it today, baby. Today. Yes, I'm on early because, baby, the news is coming in early. You can't stop the rain. Baby, you can't stop the rain. But the problem is, again, this is not new news. Now, all of a sudden, everybody got a heart, right? Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house today? Oh, my God. So now y'all got a lawsuit. It's a lawsuit. Now everybody, you can't stop the rain. But it was still raining before the lawsuit. Well, baby, Cassie friend done did a 4-page letter, and she didn't instill it with a kiss. Yes, baby. Yes, she done did these things. Yes. Yes, yes. And then my girl Kamora Lee, she had to flee. They done burnt the lady house down. Yes, they did. They done burnt the lady house down. Well, we're gonna definitely wait for some more of you to get up in here before we start the show, or y'all gonna have to just catch the replay, right? We ain't got no time to be waiting. I know it's different times, but I got to do what I got to do to get the news out there because it keep coming in, and y'all gotta remember, this is not even all the way about Diddy, baby. They dropping down, they dropping down on everybody. They dropping down on everybody can get a piece of this dime, this nickel, this penny. You could get it. It's some change for everybody, baby. It's change, enough change to spare for everybody. That's why you tell these women, I can't tell you enough. Can't tell you enough. Y'all women are going to have to stop wanting to be the trophy. Get your own. Everything is not about having them big stacks of dollars. Nope, it's not about that. Sometimes what you got is what you got, right? What you got, what you have is what you have. But people want to be greedy and they want more and more. Mm-hmm. I am good, love. I am good. I am good. I am so good. Thank you so much. But so we're gonna get on this first letter, right? We're gonna start the show. Like I said, thank you for your patience. Replay my replay game. But I don't want you to have to wait for all of this. So, y'all just skip on past it. Did he? Did he? Oh, didn't he? He did. It's raining. It's pouring. Baby, it's a hurricane. It's a tsunami, baby. It's a tsunami. It's a tsunami. But y'all gotta remember, it don't start and it don't end with Diddy. Diddy couldn't have possibly do these things by himself. So you're gonna be amazed how many more people is going. It's about to go down. Cause baby, they got Diddy. Imagine what you think they're gonna do to Jay-Z. Jay-Z sitting up there scratching his head right about now. That man scratching his head right about now. They are bringing you back to that late 80s, 90s energy, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. That late 80s, 90s energy is where that's the energy we in now. These young kids ain't gonna understand it. They're not going to understand it. Nope, they're not gonna understand it because it was more aggression. It wasn't about people and they feelings. Nah, this was straight up. That letter was sent with a kick and it took us. So baby, this is my man, sincere, 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 from Forgotten Kings. Let's check this out, and we got more to go. It ain't gonna be too much of a long video because I gotta come back with some more stuff, and I don't want to tie too much into everything. I'm just giving y'all piece by piece. But this is her long lost friend. Let's go. Well, she says, I'm stepping forward to recount my experience as a witness to events detailed in my friend Cassandra Ventura now settled civil lawsuit against you. I'm breaking my silence. Oh, now you want to break the silence. You sat there for 10 years. Like, sometimes you just got to go. Right? I cannot personally see, for all the power in the world, I got to dip. But people sat there and they saw this. So your silence is really not broken because Cassie did it herself. Right? But let's go. I'm breaking my silence, freeing myself from the haunting recollections, standing in solidarity with Cassie and standing up for myself. I fear for my safety as her suit alludes to me, although not by name. I hope that revealing my identity to the public would afford me some measured protection. Should you supposed to stay her friend and bounced? You cannot sit up there and stay there and watch. I don't know how people can do that. Unfortunately, Kim won't be able to wake up. Oh, that's coming. That's coming. That's coming. It comes with a price with certain men, and the price can include. Uh huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 We're gonna let this go. The weight is heavy as I gather my thoughts to articulate these distressing memories, physical reactions, the surge of heat on my face, sweaty palms, racing heart, and the onset of panic attacks serve as stark reminders of the toll it's taking. I am traumatized by you. The burden of vocalizing these experiences should never have been mine or anyone else's. I met you in person in August 2015 at a surprise party you threw for Cassie's 29th birthday at a hotel in Los Angeles. I was told at her old apartment before the party with friends in Wilshire corridor condos right down the street from your home. Rushed by calls from your team about her ETA, we were in a frenzy to get her ready without spoiling a surprise. We all piled into a black car service from her place to the party. We arrived at the area. Oh, Lord, let me go on back a little bit. Hold up. I don't skip part of the letter. Okay. We arrived at the area reserved for her party at the hotel, and you popped out singing happy birthday. There were many friends, a few famous faces, and cameras recorded as we sang. She was definitely surprised. Eventually, we all started to mingle around the room. Up until that point, I only spoken to you once before FaceTime with Cassie about songs we were working on together. You approached me and introduced yourself saying, "So you're the one writing all these songs about me?" And I said, "Yes." And you stared back and said, "That means she's talking to you, huh?" Uh-oh, she fell for the okey doke. She fell for the okey doke. I didn't like, nah, it's just general. But either who, she fell for the okey doke, right? And then he goes on to say, then she goes on to say, I was uncomfortable because it seemed like you were talking about the more turbulent parts of your relationship. Oops. We did a song called Loyal that you didn't like. We were writing about her pain. In the first verse of that song, she sings, I don't know what's real. I just know how I feel. And you keep acting like you don't know what you did wrong, trying to get me to chill. Since we ain't been together, I've been on some whatever. She was pushing back in that song. You later came back up to me and said you were playing. I didn't believe you. One of your security guards did something similar. I never met him before either. He approached me and said, I heard a lot about you, Tiffany. You both creeped me out, and this interaction was super intimidating. It felt like you both wanted me to know that you knew who I was and you didn't like how close I was to her. Later that evening, after Cassie left the party, since it was that afternoon, Cassie wanted to go to a karaoke spot called Blind Dragon on Sunset Boulevard with some friends. You were not happy that she was leaving. I remember your people hovering over us, trying to discourage Cassie from leaving, but we went anyway. You followed us and arrived just a little bit after we did. It was instantly uncomfortable. You pulled Cassie out of the private karaoke room. She put her head down and she went with you. I followed to see if she was okay because something was off. When I walked out the room, you had her backed in the corner in the hallway outside the door, and your security surrounded you two as you cursed her out with your hands in her face. She and I briefly made eye contact. I felt helpless. She looked afraid and kept looking down at the floor. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. The karaoke was cut short because you wanted her to leave with you. Cassie asked me and two other friends if we meet her back at her place and stay the night. She was stopping at her house first to grab a bag and then going with you. I say yes because I was worried you would hurt her. Prior to this incident, she had confided in me that you were physical abusive, and the way you were in her face that night was alarming to me. I didn't want to leave her alone. When we got back to her house, she kept saying to us she didn't want to go with you, but you were already on your way to pick her up. One of our friends was packing an overnight bag for her. I'll never forget it. It was the biggest Birkin bag I've ever seen. It was blue. I kept asking why they were packing her stuff if she clearly said she didn't want to go with you. And this person said, she always goes. You arrived at the door and whisked her away. Cassie looked uneasy. I didn't know where you were taking her. Once you left, the person who packed the bag said, they'll be back, watch. It was almost like they had seen this movie before. A few hours later, I was woken up by screaming, emotional singing, Itch! Where are you? You and Cassie was back. It was around 3 or 4 a.m. When I walked out the bedroom where I was asleep, you yelled, emotional singing, Itch! There you are. I was mortified, humiliated, and scared when I realized you were talking to me. You were visibly intoxicated, and so was Cassie. She appeared sedated and very withdrawn. It was the first time I saw her this way. You started. You started or you saw her this way. You started screaming at us. Tell your girl she wants some birthday thing. I flew all the way from Miami. She gonna get this birthday thing. You were visibly angry that she didn't want that from you. I was terrified. I said she doesn't want to have thing with you if she doesn't want to. You just kept screaming, she gonna get this thing. She gonna get this thing. She gonna get this thing. All I kept thinking about was how before you came to get her, she was sober. She kept telling us she didn't want to go with you. You two left her place in chaos and on to something. We watched you from her balcony driving towards your house. I thought you were going to get pulled over and go to jail or crash from being so high. It was like a real life scary movie. I was terrified for Cassie and completely traumatized. She later told me you made her have a FO. Now, I know what an FO is, right? Okay. Which Cassie described in her lawsuit as an arrangement where you would make her perform thing acts with male thing workers that night. The reason you caught me emotional singing Itch was because you was listening to the new songs we wrote during the FO that had begun after you came to get her earlier that night. I am disturbed to my core. by this. It makes me think it must have been songs Cassie hasn't recorded yet that were still demos. I can't begin to explain how it makes me feel thinking about my voice playing in the background of that nightmare. Throughout my time knowing Cassie, I've seen many concerning instances. That were occasions when I heard you yelling at her and making threats. I observed her so high, I was afraid of her overdoing it, if you know what I mean. At her party, you threw for her in Malibu and witnessed both of you getting IFs, I don't know what that is, after her different night party. Additionally, when I was part of her management team in 2019, a year after she was able to leave you, I saw you try to silence her by attempting to tie a non something clause to her record deal termination agreement, which felt unjust. With Cassie, okay, I'm finally free to share mines. That night of her birthday and so many others were burned in my brain and have tormented me since. I feel compelled to show up for Cassie and myself and confirm that everything she describes and her complaints about what happened that night is consistent with what I experienced. Cassie and I became close while writing some songs together nearly a decade ago. One of our friends used to call us Tiff Andrea. Never could I have imagined this is how it would turn out. The music I helped create for her suffered due to these events, compounding the trauma. It's devastating. I still mourn that time in my songwriting career. I continue to work through PTSD, paranoia, and anxiety from these events. It's one of the catalysts for my advocacy for music creatives today with my organization, the 100 Percenters. Your abuse of power have inflicted ongoing harm on countless individuals, including myself, my friends, my peers. You are a literal pillar in the black music. So many of us looked up to you. This moment hurts for us too, but no one deserves to endure all of this. Puff is not right. You're hurting the very black and brown people you say to love and support. It pains me to write this letter to you as a black woman, but when will this cycle of abuse stops? It have to stop. recent recent events such as the unveiling of the lawsuit, former record label CEO and artist for actual assault due to the Adult Survivors Act of New York underscore the gravity of the situation. The cement, the system issues of rape culture, BAPE, oh goodness, they got me. BAPE culture and misogyny deeply entrenched in the music industry pose a real threat to so many people's safety. Every day in this business, how can we expect meaningful change when senior leadership and superstars face accusations of these crimes? The powers imbalance make it nearly impossible to fight back and terrifying to speak up. But despite that, here I am standing beside my best friend. There are moments in life when some of us have to face the hard choice of speaking the truth to power or not. This is one of those moments.
You know the US solar company's nasty little. I had an artist
that's signed to him right now come to me because they wanted to put 100%ers in front of him. Like, yo, you need some muscle behind this. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. No, what you need a bigger mouthpiece, donations. I'm like, yeah, I do, but I don't want it from him. Why? Because I'm traumatized by him. I'm cool. Cassie is my friend. Oh, don't worry about that stuff he did to Cassie. That's what they said to me. Don't worry about that stuff that he did to Cassie. Don't let him traumatize you. I was like, that's not how trauma works. It's not like you let someone traumatize you. You get traumatized and you're like, I'm going to stay away. I'm cool. I'm over here. I'm doing my thing. Please don't. I'm going to tell him anyway. I got off the phone with this person and I blocked them. I haven't talked to them since. But I'm telling you this story to let you know that some of y'all don't give a fuck like that. And when you're asking yourselves these questions, watching as this whole thing has played out over the last 48 hours in front of you guys, everybody asking themselves the questions of how, why, and I challenge you to look in the mirror and ask, how do I play a part in any of this? Because the reality is every song that we write, every song that we produce, every song that we mix, every song that we contribute to and we bring our gift to, because that album is nominated because of y'all, because of how incredible y'all are. Not taking anything away from him and his music abilities. But be clear. As a collaborative album, there's a lot of people on that project. And the same energy that y'all dumped into that, y'all could dump it in another project. And that could be Grammy award winning. But to look away, to hear stories like the Kid Cudi story, come on, dog. How long has that story been floating around the industry? And how many of y'all still pulled up for the camps and worked on the projects and did the Revolt conferences and did the Ciroc deals and all this shit? I don't get it. I also, like I said, I'm traumatized. So, maybe I don't get it because I've been severely like, no, I never want to be around that again. That's how I feel. I never want to be around that again. Scary. The industry's silence right now is loud. Y'all are loud. It's fucking disgusting. I've seen a journalist step down from Revolt. I've seen a podcaster step down from Revolt, which is so fucking dope. And they both talked about how Revolt leadership has not even acknowledged any of what's going on. Ew. And I just thought, listen, I know that this whole situation with Puff has put a lot of people in a rock and a hard place trying to figure out how to make hard decisions. And this is the part where, what's up with your integrity? This is it. This is the moment where everybody's integrity is being tested. And a lot of y'all are failing. I've gone and I've looked at people's Instagrams, and if you're wondering why I've unfollowed you, because I'm on a mass unfollow. Everybody that still has Puff's album, the Love record on their shit, I don't give a fuck whether you're a part of that album or not. I don't care, because you know what Puff did? What Puff did was he used that album to harass my friend. He used his platform to harass my friend. That's what he did.
Okay, guys, let me do a check-in. It was just so good, and I had to read it to you guys. So let me see who is up in this house. Let me see what you guys got to say. Oops, this thing is stuck. Uh-oh. Okay, we already know we got Miss Leo in the house. We got Tommy. Hey, bro. The Black Gem. Hello, beautiful. We got Spice. What's up, sis? We got the Black Gem. Did hear decay. Why is it funny when you say it? I don't know. That letter was sealed with the kick and the tukas. It comes with the price. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yo, I think that's why Blank was on her paper chase. Facts. Them tickets was high to secure her man free. Oh, who? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This is the dark side of the light side, choosing victimhood and the protection of a monster. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And mm-hmm. You are so correct. Let me let someone else comment. You know, baby, this is the place to speak. You speak. She exposed her left hand to her right hand. Uh-huh. Hey, lovely. He knew he wasn't fine looking. That's why he forced himself to his woman. I'll be sure not being a womanizer. I try to tell people that. People, I try to tell people like, no, no, no. I said, no. Al B was Al B. Thank you. He was a womanizer because he was Al. I'll be sure. Right? Yeah, Kamara's hiding. What's up, Chance? Hey, Paula. Diddy has traumatized all. Baby, it wasn't just. First of all, Diddy can't do nothing. Diddy got people above him. This is what's been happening in Hollywood forever. It's just that we don't go back. And we don't go back and watch stories of these trauma things. Hey, Queen Shay, what's up, boo? Hey, love, how are you? How you doing, baby? This thing moving slow, but it'll get to you, right? So again, these things. Look at what they did to Marilyn Monroe. I mean, there's not too many women that has not been traumatized in this business. And again, the power that these women give them just for wanting to be around powerful men. What Paula say? What did Paula say? Yeah, but a lot of them has traumatized us. And then instead of us, when Foxy Brown was saying what she said, what did we do? We went every time a woman say something, we go against the woman because again, we like the stars. When people were saying something about, oh no, being that Jay-Z is Jay-Z, people forget all the things that was said. Cause that's Jay-Z. A lot of people is regular folks is just as bad as them. They get the power because we give them the power. They were just talking about that girl, and I forgot where it was, but somebody sent it to me. But I'm gonna talk about it yesterday because you will attract the worst people, but be attracted to them. That, like I said, that would be all of them. People forget how Russell Simmons was back in the days. People forget how Run DMC was back in the days. People forget how LL was back in the days. This is what I'm saying. They're taking us, depending on your age, they're taking us back down a trip down memory lane. We are definitely in, and that's even 50, baby. When they get on 50 better calm down. Again, he's connected to that 85-90 world. Every last one of them have connections from back in the days. Them shiny suits, was it right? Uh-huh. All of them sold narcotics. They all had ties in from back in the day. This is that middle age. All of them, the majority of them, when they started out, they was bankrolled by the people in the street. They were bankrolled by them narcotic dealers, and that would include 50. When they get up to, why do you think 50? Of course, this is more than what it looks like. If you said ain't going after nobody but New York people, we ain't going after but nobody but New York people. It's a reason. It's a reason. They ain't fighting with nobody but old school, not new school, but because that the college game was real back then. It was real. That's why they didn't tell you about Diddy's daddy in the beginning. They didn't tell you about his daddy. Now they tell you about his daddy. Jay-Z bankrolled by narcotics. Allegedly, all alleged. For all these new folks, you're not always sound like this. But I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. Because that's become up the voice of the sound. Because it is the voice that's the sound inside. But I tell you, this weather is like crazy. Right? So, all of that, all them back in the day stuff is coming back. It's coming back. And then again, all these things we heard about 50 before. Why we surprised? We heard everything about Jay-Z allegedly. We heard all about all these kids he's supposed to have allegedly. We heard about 50 allegedly. We heard about, but now they cleaning out stuff. Now what else do they want us to know? Because they ready to fry that big fish, Jay-Z, baby. That's the big fish they want to fry. They got to get 50 Diddy out the way to fry that big fish. They tried it. They tried it with Will Smith. But see, Will Smith ain't the problem. It was the Fresh Prince. That's the problem. Will Smith bringing more money for these people. So that's why they letting Will Smith, they telling Will Smith business. They tried it, but Will Smith bringing billions for these people. So they gonna let Will Smith be. Now the Fresh Prince, on the other hand, we gonna give up the Fresh Prince. We gonna give up the Fresh Prince because he was young, just like Puppy. They hid his earlier years because who is on what? But we're gonna let this finish, guys. Then we get back to the next one.
Those records gotta move on. Homecoming on the Love album. Baby come home, bring the kids. If your man ain't, all the CC, I miss you. I know who CC is. Y'all might not know who CC is because you ain't been around, but I do. I know that CC is Cassie's nickname. How about that? How the fuck about that? So, yeah, y'all are loud. Y'all have made your position clear. And so, I mean, whatever. The fact that, like, that Cudi story came out and so many of y'all have literally talked to me about that story and that Love album is still on your shit just speaks volumes to who you are. Who you are and what you value. I don't give a fuck that album is nominated for a Grammy. And for those of you who already got Grammys, who are on this record trying to be like, but it's my, get out of here, dog. Stop. Y'all gotta do better. Because right now, so many of you, too many of you, are showing your ass right now. Everybody talks all of this shit about the Me Too movement and it missing the music industry, it missing hip hop, it missing. And so here we are, and where are y'all? Fucking nowhere, silent, saying nothing, being complicit, allowing hip hop to continue to fucking abuse women and disregard and throw us away. Not up in here, bitch. Not the fuck up in here. So if I stop talking to you, this is why. If I unfollow you, this is why. Don't say shit to me. There's no reconciliation. You've chosen your side. I'm good.
There's a different way to treat HIV It's every other month injectable Cabenuva. For adults who are undetectable, Cabenuva is the only complete long-acting HIV treatment you can get every other month.
Cabenuva helps keep me undetectable. It's 2 injections given by my healthcare provider every other month.
It's one less thing to think about while traveling.
HIV pills aren't on my mind.
A quick change in my plans is no big deal.
Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or if you're taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have liver problems or mental health concerns, and if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments.
Every other month, and I'm good to go.
Ask your doctor about every other month Cabenuva.
House fires can destroy everything in minutes. Preparation is key.
What would you have done differently? Sure, a fire extinguisher does come in handy, except it would leave behind a huge mess to clean up. That is, if you remember all the steps to use one in the middle of all the chaos. Plus, 83% of Americans don't even know how to use them. But what even fewer people know, that there are better, cleaner, and faster ways to handle a fire. Way more efficient and easier to use than a traditional extinguisher. Like this, the Prepared Hero Fire Blanket. Check it out in action. You just pull the tabs and throw it over the fire. It puts out most types of fires so smoothly, it's actually satisfying to watch. Grease fires, electrical fires, flammable liquids, wood fires, gas fires, anyone can put them out in an instant with the emergency fire blanket. The fire is put out immediately, zero mess, minimal cleanup. Plus, it never expires. You can pack it back in and reuse it anytime. Look, firefighters respond to an average of 358,000 emergency calls every year. And 48% of those fires start in the kitchen. This quick draw blanket is a must-have for every family. Let's quickly look back on those fires we just saw. Just imagine being able to pull out an emergency fire blanket. Most of these fires could have been put out in a matter of seconds instead of going through all that chaos. I mean, if you're this unprepared for a fire, you're not only risking your kitchen or your barbecue, but your loved ones and pets too, because a fire can so quickly get out of control. And the worst thing about it is, it doesn't care what's in front of it. It just spreads and eats away senselessly. That's why I strongly advise you to check out our emergency fire blanket. You can save up to 50% on family bundles and keep several handy. In your kitchen, in your barbecue area, in your garage.
Okay. Let me see that. Unfortunately, I also thought, okay. Yeah, Russell Simmons was something else back in the days, baby. Now he's asked Sugar, who you He also couldn't tell anyone he was a father of 2. While we had our own record and the environment at the small level was just like the upper levels. I participated in the abuse of others as well as abuse. Baby, I got my street talk. Black Jam, I have my street talk. I don't went through giving. I sat there because I didn't know that YouTube church announcement. YouTube took away my mods, and I gave all my mods back the link. Now I don't see a daggone mod. Where's my wrench? I gave back their wrench. Where are they? Oh, 51s. Look at them numbers, baby. Look at them numbers, baby. Say no more. But I would love for you, Black Gem, on my Street Talk channel. It's only interviews. I would love to do an interview with you. Love it, love it, love it. You got one in here. Who? I don't see none. Where they at? Where my mod at in here? They yelled at me and talking about, I don't have my. I gave them back their rent. I don't see none of the. Not near one. Not near one. Where they at? Where they at? I'm looking. I'm looking. Where they at? Where they at? You know I would love to talk to you. Brooklyn. Ow, ow. Yeah, I have a new channel, and this is it. This is it. Right? Please subscribe to this channel. And one of my moms was able to drop it. I'm ready to fire them again. But this particular one is only for interviews, real interviews. But it's Street Talk Podcast. It's called Street Talk Podcast. Damn fire their asses. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a wrench. I'm gonna give your ass a wrench. They all been getting at me. I ain't got my wrench. Now, I don't see none of them. None. Yes. And please hit me up on my DM, which they fired to, or they fired from also. Cause see, the thing is, hey East Dad, it's in my DM. I really get to it. My email, I get to it. I'm gonna put my email in there so you can get it. I believe it's but my DM. So what happens is I like to talk to people first. So when we do the interview, it has to be raw, but it may be some certain things you want to talk about, but that's so we can just go over some of it, right? Okay, this is my Gmail. Don't forget at gmail.com. But this is my Gmail. Make sure you hit that up so we can get the date together when you are ready. And then once I get out some of this, I'm gonna have to give you a wrench because I ain't got not one wrench in there. Right? Not one day, not one wrench is in here. Not one. After they don't told me off for remember I was gone for like 6 weeks. Remember I got my program and stuff. Got chill. On top of that, I just went busy. And now I have my time. Yeah, so I'm like giving them all back. But the thing is, people are busy at different times. People are doing something, but not one, not even one, not one. Not one. So, sometimes, especially when you're trying to like get your channel right, the mods make everything. The mods make everything. Yes, I would. Send it to me, lovely one. I put my Gmail in there. I'm not Millie on Instagram. My Gmail in there. Send it to me, whatever you guys want to cover. I will definitely will be covering it, right? But like I said, the mods is like the glue to the thing. So either you're with the show or you're not. Ah, thank you, East Dad. Much love to you. But we gotta get on Kim Porter. But I need I need my ride or die mods. I need ride or die mods. Ride or die mods. I'm breaking up really bad. Listen, StreamYard 2 is messing up. StreamYard is messing up. And one of these days, I hope to get a microphone. One of these days, I'm going to get me a microphone. But that's because, you know, you got to be consistent, right? You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. Yeah, that's the YouTube. That got nothing to do with me. But I'm gonna get me a microphone. This is the regular microphone from there, right? So let's get to here. Now, was Kim Porter? Was Cassie Kim Porter? Was Cassie Kim Porter? And I keep trying to tell people all the time, only person Diddy gonna have to worry about is Quincy. Diddy better make sure that he got some proof for Quincy. That's all he got to worry about is some proof for Quincy. Because Quincy ain't a little boy no more. Remember, Quincy was born in the business. Quincy is a mama's boy. Quincy's seen a lot. But remember, he's there for he got Christian and them twins. That's all he care about. I believe he loves the whole family. They've been with him since he was a baby. But being that he knows the business, he made his mama some promises. He made his mama some promises. So we don't know what Quincy has in store. Quincy don't talk all his business. But Quincy gotta play it right. You know, he made his mama some promises that his siblings gonna be good. That's why he always was there. But don't believe, do not believe. But that's why he never was under Bad Boy. He always was independent. Quincy always did his own thing for a reason. He doing his own thing. So now with all of this coming out, we don't know what Quincy gonna do. Baby, nobody got the better information but than the people in the house, right? Remember, Quincy was there before Cassie. You know what I'm saying? He was there before Cassie. Way before. Oh, baby, when they get to him, they're gonna get to him. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him 50. They're gonna get 50 years too. Yes. He's trying to act like he ain't go to no parties. Or allegedly, oh yes, you did. You went to some, every last one of y'all went to some parties. And yes, you did. Yes, you did. But let's go.
All of the awful things that Diddy had put her through, as well as his alleged secret gay parties and how he used to make her indulge in encounters with other men. But just before she could release the book, she was found dead, and Diddy sent his lawyers to stop the book from being published. There was actually a leaked conversation from somebody from the publishing company Kim was working with, telling one of their family members that they couldn't pull through with the book because Diddy's lawyers had served them with court papers ordering them.
This gift will make your wife cry. It's the perfect way to show all your love for her.
Them to stop the release of the book and demanding that they submit every.
I am sorry. This is from the U Barnor. Check out U Barnor. Let's go.
Everything that Kim had given them to him. The message read, "Just wanted to let you know that Sean has put the clamps on Kim Porter's book from making it to the shelves." Yeah, he done put that pressure on all parties that were involved in the process of putting this book together. Sean's lawyers have stepped up to the plate and hit him with that paperwork. Also, he's asking for any information, footage, documents, etc. that contain private information about him or Kim to be seized. And they have 3 business days to surrender it. Paperwork was served to at least 2 of the individuals that are involved this past Thursday. Just thought I'd let you know. Oh, but not even Diddy and his chain of lawyers could stop the truth from coming out, because an email from another one of the publishers also leaked online, and that revealed some very disturbing information about how Diddy used to mistreat and basically enslave Kim to do whatever he wanted. The email read, "I was devastated to read the things that Kim put up with and witnessed during her relationship with Diddy. Also, some of the things in the book cover Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom, Mary J. Blige, being pregnant by Diddy, and of course she had an abortion. The she took pushing him down the steps in 2007 and breaking his foot. Also how she used a strap on to please Diddy, and how she would hysterically cry alone after doing so. How she protected Al B. Sure from running into Diddy and would call him to warn him not to show up to certain places to avoid trouble. This was all confirmed by Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, who spilled the tea about the time that Kim slit Diddy's wrists after he tried to put his hands on her.
Is in a bandage. That's the night I was called by Paul to meet him over at St. Luke's Hospital. He had a white t-shirt wrapped around his wrist because Kim had took the cork, you know, when you open up wine, the corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist defending himself. And he almost, I think he had, I know he tore some ligament, but he almost hit an artery. I came close to the artery or either scratched it or cut it a little bit, because he just kept bleeding. And from that point on, he was hooked. That's when I knew when they was talking about people getting addicted and hooked on pain medicines, that's what happened to him. And it was from his right wrist that he's reminded by Kim all the time now.
There were also reports about Diddy breaking Kim's nose after he caught her messing with Shakir Stewart. A source who spoke to Media Takeout said by 2 a.m. they were arguing loudly. This went on for several hours. Then at 7 a.m. there was screaming. Diddy flew in a specialist plastic surgeon from Geneva after the accident. Porter has since claimed that she hurt her face after she banged her nose on a table.
That's Kim's book. Then you heard about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Cassie's story. It's Kim's story.
But see, Gene isn't the first person from Diddy's camp who's come out to expose him and confirm that all the things that he did to Kim are true. Kim and Diddy's former assistant, Capricorn Clark, and his ex-security guard, Roger Bonds, also set the internet on fire after they revealed some new details about what Kim was going through. Capricorn posted a photo of Kim and revealed in an explosive rant on her Twitter that she worked for Diddy for over 11 years and witnessed him mistreating Kim and all the other women he was involved with. She even went as far as to referring to Diddy as the devil and claiming Kim was the only one who didn't switch up for fame and money. Black women end up being the sacrifice for the foolery. Last 11 years of my life, I had to deal with everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. Pray that ends. I don't think highly of any of you. Can't keep your head down and pretend shit is cool no more. Do better. She also said in another tweet, they will skin you and wear you, baby girl, then pretend they never wanted the skin. Kim was the only person who didn't switch up. The only one. Dark times. I'm personally very triggered. I've pray it's over. I never deserved this. Stop. Now, most of y'all probably don't know this, but Cassie actually name dropped one of Diddy's security guards, Roger Bond, in her lawsuit while she was detailing the time that Diddy used to lay hands on her. The lawsuit read, in the car leaving the club, Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura, pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the but was unable to de-escalate the situation. Well, Roger ain't holding.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a recording where your guest just had terrible internet issues? They were blurry, they were freezing, you could almost hardly hear them. Well, with local recordings from StreamYard, you'll be able to download a perfect quality video from your guest after the show. This means that no matter what you or your guest's internet connection is like, you'll be able to download the perfect high quality recording every single time. You can also download both a separate audio and a separate video file for the hosts and guests. Now with StreamYard, you can have freeze-free studio quality recordings on any connection, anywhere in the world. You can choose to download them, stream them later, or edit and repurpose them. It's your turn to test out local recordings today, now available on StreamYard.
I spent 25 years researching men living to 110 or 120. I discovered one food that these men who are 110 or 120 years old are eating. One food I believe is responsible for their incredible long life. Stanislaw Kowalski still runs races. He's 110 years old. Orville Rogers, who is 99, runs marathons. Magomed is 121 years old, still grows and eats his own food. These men all eat this one food, even though the so-called experts will tell you it's bad for you. Remember Yul Gibbons, the outdoors fanatic made famous in the cereal commercials? Gibbons avoided this one food. He died at age 64. Nathan Pritikin, one of the most famous health food experts ever. He avoided this one food. He died at age 69. And Dr. Robert Atkins, author of the all-time best-selling diet book, avoided this one food. Sadly, Dr. Atkins died at a relatively young 72. So, who would you rather copy? Men like Stanislaw Kowalski running races at 110 years old, or Orville Rogers, who's 99 running marathons, Magomed at 121 years old, still growing and eating his own food, or these men who died young despite being supposed experts? If you want to live to 120 like I believe I'm doing, you need to choose. Listen to these experts or do what these very
holding back no more, because he just confirmed that everything Cassie said in the lawsuit was true. He posted quite the cryptic message on IG that read, "This is not meant to be threats or snitching or anything like that against Cassie or Diddy or anyone else. This is me telling my truth as I truly remember it for two reasons only. First, because I have 4 daughters, so on all dudes, my truth as I seen it, saw it, and was involved with it for years." So as y'all can see, the allegations against Diddy are really piling up, and things are not looking too good for him. In fact, right after Cassie's lawsuit, there have been 2 more lawsuits filed against him. The second lawsuit was filed by a woman named Joy Dickerson Neal, who accused Diddy of and SAing her back in 1991. Diddy took her to dinner at a restaurant and slipped a drug in her drink when she left to use the bathroom. She says he later brought her to a place where he was staying to SA her. Video recorded the act and showed footage to many people. The third victim didn't disclose her name, but she also claimed that Diddy and his friend Aaron Hall SA'd her in Aaron's apartment. She says that days after this has happened, Diddy came to her house and choked her until she passed out. So it looks like Cassie and Kim were not the only victims of Diddy, but unlike these other women, Kim never got the chance to live long enough to tell her story and speak her truth. That's why fans are asking for her case to be reopened. And
well, first of all, Kim was not going to speak the full truth because she got 3 kids from this man. She has 3 kids from this man. So it wouldn't have just been her battle. So she got 3 biological kids from this man, and she also has a child that she has given to this man. And Kim also knows the game. She been through this with I'll be sure. She been through this with I'll be sure. And you got to remember, again, maybe that's possibly why, she had them, because a lot of them have to have their kids groomed, right? I don't mean in a good way or a bad way, but you have to groom them into the business. That's why we've seen a lot of these, because if you don't groom, allegedly, if you do not groom your kids in this business, they're not going to be able to get none of your money. God forbid something happens to them, they are not going to be able to get your money. That's why out of nowhere, they always leave this earth with no will. If you know what that means, they have no will. That means your kids didn't do anything for this money. So now that's why you see a lot of their kids on. People are like, oh, that's because of the social media. No, it's not. They have to put them kids out there so they can, God forbid, get the money. Or it goes back. They want their money back. I keep telling you, the money does not belong to them. The money doesn't belong to them. That's why it goes back to the estate. It goes back to the record company. It goes back everywhere but to their families. So a lot of times they, hey Nick, what's up? Oh, now we got a daggone, finally a mod. You can't be in there. You're the only mod in here, girl. But I love your avatar. It's beautiful, and I hope all is well with you, my baby. Now, as I was saying, a lot back in the days, they did not have their kids, and they kept them, away, the wives away while the men play. But as you see, the wives had to fight for the money because they didn't know the business. They only knew what their husbands told them, right? So now the husbands passed away. They got nothing. You got some wives are still fighting for the money for them and their children, because that's not how it goes. So now you see a lot of them, since they was young, they don't want to be in the doing all of this, but they got to make their way. They got to make their way, and they have to be allegedly groomed. These kids are not the regular, they're not regular kids. They're not. They know the business. They know what's going to happen. They know what's expected. They know about these rituals. Allegedly, they know all of these things. And they know they have to keep it going for them to keep that lifestyle also. This is how mommy and daddy made the money. Well, baby, if you want to keep this lifestyle, this what you got to do, or you need to go on a corner somewhere, and all of a sudden you'll see like an argument between the parent and the child, and all of a sudden the parent disowned them. Usually when a parent disowned them, that means the child don't want to be in that lifestyle. They don't want to do the things in that lifestyle. Right? They don't want to do the things in that lifestyle. Right? Okay. No, they don't want to do none of that. Now I want to show something else. Let me see if I got it ready for you guys. something else I wanted to show y'all, and I can't find it. It was the one with him with that other guy. All right. I don't know. Maybe it was a video. I don't know. Let me see. Okay. Here we go. All right, baby.
Mess coming out today. Woo, we got to talk about it. Y'all, people are saying that Diddy is about to face a class action. Oh, shoot. That's right. Diddy days are numbered. Remember, we talked about the fact of like, what is going on? There's so many people saying so many things. Cassie's BFF has come out. I read the whole open page letter she did. Y'all, is deep. I'm going live. Lacey, make sure you turn your notifications on. But forget all that. Let's talk about what we know now. Baby, there is a storm brewing, and it's one Diddy didn't see coming. Cassie's lawyer is playing chess. I've said it over and over again, but this time it looks like he is known as the Me Too lawyer. It looks like he is trying to take down the whole music industry, and they have put out an all points call to everybody in California, because you know that law is still active. You can come forward with mess until 2026 to come and join. What's more, Jason Lee is one of the people that is helping this get into motion. And baby, it's not just going to be people in the music industry. Remember that blind item I read a long time ago about models being in on it? Male models. Well, Jason Lee actually says that some of the models might be actual Sean John models. You guys, let's get into this. Revolt TV looks like they are going to fall. The record company looks like they might be falling. The Revolt TV promptly removed Diddy as director, chairman, whatever. Okay, fine. But it looks like Douglas Wigmore is saying, baby, it's not over. Cassie's BFF, if you guys don't know. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Cassie's BFF did a lie. If you don't know, she kind of hinted at what was coming. I'm going to play that, but let's talk about the role that Jason Lee is actually playing in this, because baby, when I read this, I could not believe it, but baby, believe it. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Jason Lee did an interview, and for no reason, he started talking about what was going on with Puppy. Listen to this. He said, a few years ago, I was in New York having lunch with a friend. I'm not going to say his name, but you know who you are. He was eating oysters and I was eating lobster and steak. This was back when my stomach was big enough to eat the whole meal. Now I just take a bite and I'm like full, and I'm full. Jason Lee is literally like our generation's Truman Capote. I just want to say that. He says to me, yo, this industry is crazy. And he's a model. And I was saying, well, tell me like what you mean? Like, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? And he says to me, allegedly, I was hanging out with Diddy and Cassie once, and he wanted me to blank her and had me rub all on her and like kissing her and doing like blank things with her while he watched, and allegedly diddled and filmed it. And I have to tell you, I went off. You're a clout chaser, right? This is what he said to the guy. You're a clout chaser. Like, this is why I don't F with y'all, because y'all this, you know, you look at me like that. And I basically said to my friend, yo, you wild for saying something like this. And in my mind, I was like, I can't trust this person anymore. And I stopped really hanging with the person because I felt like this model who was part of the whole Sean John world was just looking for, a way into being in a conversation with Hollywood Unlocked, because people talk about me all the time. Now, again, forget what Jason said, right? And Jason, how horrible that somebody, well, you know what? Whatever, because at the end of the day, maybe he thought it was consensual. So you didn't trust that friend. Jason Lee is letting it be known to Puffy that he knows stuff about him. He's probably trying to get Puffy on for an interview. But how does this link up with what's going on with the class action lawsuit? Well, if you guys remember, there was something in that lawsuit with Cassie, okay? Cassie's lawyer that he put out there. Let me find the exact passage. Okay, first she's talking about her claims, right? She says she worked through PTSD, paranoia, anxiety. Girl, all I heard was ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. She said your abuse of power has inflicted ongoing harm to countless individuals, including myself, my friends, and my peers. She started off by saying you are a pillar in Black music, basically trying to say that he's super, super powerful. But then they said recent events such as the unveiling of accusations against numerous former record label CEOs and artists for blank assault due to the Adult Survivors Act in New York underscore the gravitas of the situation. They're saying it's systematic. Now, this was a letter. Also, not only did she write it, but her lawyer was putting stuff in there because they're working as a team. Okay? Systematic says it's not just Puffy, it is institutional. Institutionals are those record industries, okay? Of blank culture and misogyny deeply entrenched in the music industry pose a real threat to so many people's safety every day in this business. How can we expect meaningful change from senior leadership and superstars, right, who face accusations of these crimes? The power imbalance. You guys, they are gearing up for a class action lawsuit. And again, this is the one time when I believe they're not going to stop at Diddy. They want every record label, every CEO, everybody. This could explain why in the music industry there are so many people being quiet right now. On top of that, being quiet, right? Just unusually quiet, because they are saying that the music industry execs have been like, because again, Cassie was just the beginning. Cassie went in once. The lawyer had the trap set up. People say he might have been working on this for years, but he had the trap set up. Let's go back into that statement to see if there might be something. They said, okay, the balance makes it nearly impossible to fight back and terrifying to speak up. But despite that, here I am standing beside my friend. There are moments in life when some of us have to face the hard choice of speaking truth to power. This is one of those moments. You guys, if you don't remember, also, I'm going to play the IG. No, it's actually Cassie's best friend that's about to sue Diddy, in my opinion, for intentional infliction of emotional distress and other things for what she witnessed. She is just the spearhead of a class action.
Now, we saw that already, so we don't have to play it. We saw it. If you want to see it, you are going to have to catch the replay. Now, let's take this time out, right? And let's get these likes up. If my Bush babies haven't hit the like, hit that like. If people walked up in here and you haven't hit the like, let's get these likes up. Show this channel some support and hit the like. Hey, Jackie. I've been waiting. Now I got two mods in here. About time. I've been waiting. I had no mod. Thank you. Hope all of you guys are doing fine. Guys, if you haven't hit that like, hit the like. And if you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe. Join the family, right? So, Jackie's going to do her thing. Hope it's all is well. I love that picture, Jack. Hope all is well with my girl, Jack. Don't forget, we are going to be having some members only videos. Members only. Yes, yes, yes. That's coming up this weekend. If you ain't a member, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Members only, where we can sit and chat and talk about these things for real, for real, for real. Now, again, please do not think Diddy is going down by himself, because a lot of these things, again, we have heard already. This is Operation Takedown for him and all the rest to come. And baby, this is just, they starting with New York, right? They starting with New York, but they are going to make their rounds. So everybody thinking that, remember, New York is the start of hip hop, right? So they starting with New York. Oh, okay, Nick. Well, keep us posted. Well, keep me posted. They're gonna make they're gonna make it, right? So even if T.I. allegedly, he may think he beat them lawsuits, they gonna bring that back up. He gonna have a lot of stuff hit on him. Future allegedly, baby, they better sit back. This wave is coming. This wave is coming. Again, these women, these young girls, which always happen. Oh, okay, Jack. But a lot of these young women, which always have, even back in the days when they were selling the narcotics, they used to come to the schools. The young girls used to jump in the cars. That's another topic itself. That's another topic itself. I want to. Oh, excuse me, God, but this little sinus cold. Another topic we're going to go into, right? We're going to go into that. That will not be today, but it's still the same. Like when you come from nothing, and then you got these older men, right? Oh, you look good. These things they never had before. And these older men know that, but they want to keep blaming it on the kids, and these young girls know that. So why do we say adult and child? If these young kids know this, and you saying the word young girls who want to be grown, but these people are grown, when do you be grown? If kids are going to be kids, when do you be grown? When do you be grown? I'm just saying. When are you growing up to say, nah, I ain't messing with you? When are you that grown up to say, nah, I ain't, you too young. You too young for me. Where was it with Kimora? What I do with it? Is it here? No. Where was with Kimora? She's hiding out, girl. She had to hide, girl. my goodness, Jackie, you always on time. You always on time, girl.
Closed hotel room. People are saying they are in hiding. If you want to know why, let me just take you through this really quick. Kimora Lee has been one of the most stringent, high profile people, literally when the Cassie allegations came out, that pushed back on Diddy. She was also the person rumored that when Kim Porter, her best friend and bridesmaid, passed away, she wanted an investigation done, or she wanted an investigation open, because there were toxic substance traces of it found in Kim Porter's system. She passed away suddenly from pneumonia or whatnot. When that first coroner, I think it's Ed Winters, actually found that, he was taken off the case. Then a new coroner came in and said, "Oh, no. It was natural." Kimora Lee allegedly was not feeling that. Okay, that's what the streets are saying. Now, also that coroner ended up passing away a couple of years ago. I mean, couple of years after. Now he was in his 70s, but still, right? Okay, so cut to when the Cassie stuff came out. Kimora Lee was like, "Yo, I'm starting at this, blah, blah." She seemed to be supporting Cassie. All of a sudden, in her house, for no reason, a fire started. Now, she posted pictures of the fire. It looked really small. Now, there might have been smoke damage around, but the walls, the floor, the hardwood floor, everything looked like it was fine. It looked like it was just a small fire. However, Aoki went on live and was like, "Yo, this might have been worse than we all thought," because she said her family was in an undisclosed situation. The kids weren't back at school. Again, Kimora Lee Simmons don't have to buy clothes from Old Navy. She is rich. She can have a stylist bring that. Why aren't the kids back in school? Which led many to speculate that she is in hiding, and that people that are either Diddy or loyal to Diddy might be so happy in what she's doing. Now, there are reports that she is actually moving out the country. Some people say that she's leaving the country because it's her annual holiday trip. Other people are saying that she really does not feel safe. I do not know why. Kimora Lee has always lived her life out open. She has many fans. I don't think she has many enemies. She's never been this squirrely or really quiet about where she's at. So the fact that she is now basically in hiding, there have been rumors that the LAPD is quietly investigating what happened. But again, we don't have confirmation on that. Now, this is the weird part. Cut to Russell Simmons, who is still a big friend of Diddy, a big supporter, and Diddy has also supported Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons has now broken his silence to literally take shots at Kimora, and in my opinion, kick her while she's down. Y'all, let's get into this. He literally, first of all, I don't know why. I don't know why he is even speaking. Diddy is embroiled in this mess. Kimora is his wife that knows stuff about Diddy and Russell. Okay? Russell is hiding out in Bali because he is facing charges. He was the original person that was involved in the hip hop Me Too movement. If you know what I'm saying, he is now going on record while Kimora and his kids are in hiding to say Kimora stole millions in stock to bail out her husband. Y'all. He also went on to say, and I quote, Russell Simmons says grape allegations ruined his life. Yes, sir. They are supposed to. Do you not like, are you new to America? Is there any time grape allegations help your life? Unless you are in bad boy media, they might actually have like a freak off to celebrate, right? It's a rite of passage. You know the way gangs jump people in? I heard at Bad Boy Records, allegedly, the freak offs jump you in. Anyway, he says that grape allegations ruined his life and relationships with people, despite taking 9 lie detector tests to prove his innocence. You can take $1 million. Can you please show up in court? Because that's what we really want to talk. You know, lie detector tests are not admissible evidence in court because they are too unreliable and they can be fixed. Russell, if you don't stop playing in our GD faces. Anyway, he says, I've been insensitive, but certainly I've never been forceful. You know, Myrtle the turtle, because that's who Russell looks like, right? Listen, Aoki and Ming Lee should be thankful that their mommy is good looking, because baby, Myrtle the turtle had to say, I've been insensitive, certainly, but never forceful. Tell me you haven't learned a GD thing without telling me you haven't learned a GD thing. Tell me you aren't absolutely out of your mind. So because you're not violent or forceful, that means it didn't happen. You've been insensitive. How, sir? How's insensitive? Somebody's like, no, stop. Yeah, ew, bad test. Grandpa, get off. And you're insensitive by saying, shut the H up, B. You better, like, where is this insensitivity you keep talking about? Are these people serious? Y'all, there is a takedown happening in the record industry. And Russell, I was about to say Russell Wilson. I know Sierra was like, girl, don't bring that mess over here. Me and my family and my man are covered in the breath of the Lord. That's right. Y'all, he said, why are you even speaking down about it? Why? How is this helping Puffy? Forget about helping Puffy. Russell, how is this even helping yourself? And also, you guys don't think it's odd that Kimora is embroiled with all this? She got 2 of Russell's kids, and he's not even worried. He's taking his time now to speak out, support the record industry. Like, what is going on? Listen to this whole thing. He said he came to shoot down claims that he has blanked several women throughout his decades-long career. They said it's been 6 years since the groundbreaking blank rumors against hip-hop mogul Russell Simmons went haywire in the press. That's still in the Jasmine brand. And he's still deeming himself not guilty because he won't actually go and stand trial. In a recent interview, he spoke on the inappropriate misconduct that he was accused of in 2017 and how the allegations impacted his life. You want us to feel sorry for you? Listen, when addressing the reported behavior, he agreed that although he was frivolous in his intimate interactions, everything was consensual. He said that most of the 24 women who have come forward with assault claims said, I spoke poorly to 15 of them. I mean, 12 of them. I spoke poorly all the time. I was crude. So how many compromising situations was I in? Can you imagine sitting there in Bali because you were afraid to step foot in the U.S. Talking about, I spoke poorly to 15. I mean, 12 of them. Russell, he said, if you call that person and say, can you help me help these other women? Then you can get them to tell a story and reimagine a story. And I'm not here to say what they were thinking, but I can simply tell you that I was in so many compromising situations that people can have a recollection from 30 or 40 years ago, and it can be different from my recollection. And it could be one way that was perhaps collaboration. We had more foursomes than most guys had onesomes. Could someone leave and feel hurt? Could someone leave and feel they wish they hadn't? Could someone reimagine a story out of thousands of people? Could someone want to notoriety in a market where people thirst for fame?
How does this weird tiny device help with dust and airborne pollutants? Studies show that air pollution can be 5.
Could somebody be sitting here lying out of his teeth? Another thing also, and the weird thing, he's taking shots at Kimora saying that basically she stole millions. She's not trustworthy. People are saying that this is a roundabout way for him to make sure that Kimora's reputation is character defamation, so that if she chooses to go against Puffy or testify against Diddy or testify for people that will and corroborate statements that will go against Russell, her credibility will be shot. First of all, how? Because if you really want that tea on what happened with Kimora taking millions from him, he's halfway telling the truth, but he already tried to sue Kimora in a court of law, and the court of law found Russell to be put in 20 on 10. See, what happened was when all these lawsuits from 20 women came out and said, Russell is the, we didn't know, but he was the old Diddy. When they came out and said that he did all these things, allegedly, because it hasn't been proven in court of law, but I 100% believe these women, because Russell, prior to that, was not living in Bali, and he has now been in Bali for 6 years. Baby, this is not the actions, in my opinion, of an innocent man, right? So when those things came out, here's the tea. He had stock, okay? A lot of stock. And at this point, people in the Me Too movement, they weren't going to jail, but they were paying. So Russell thought he was slick, and he thought he could trust Kimora because Kimora was married to Tim Leisner. That's a whole different story. Go watch my video, because they're not really married, because apparently he was married to 2 women at the same time, and we know polygamy is not legal in the U.S. So Kimora's marriage is not really legally binding, okay? But forget all that. Let's get to this. I made a story about that if you want more tea about that. So anyway, he thought because Kimora was, pretty much married to a billionaire, that his a few $100 million was safe. So because, he was like, yo, I might get sued. I don't want this money to be taken away from me. So why don't you buy the stock from me, okay? And buy it at a low price, but not so low that because there's a thing. When the government's trying to take money from you and seize assets, if I transfer everything I have to you for like $5, the government will just be sitting there looking at me like, Tisa, you really tried it. You really tried to sell 3 homes, all that stock, blah, 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 blah. Basically, $500 million in assets. You really sold it to you guys, one of your friends for $5. Girl, this is a fraudulent transfer. Reverse that mess, and we split up your assets. So it needs to be low enough that it's, doable, but also low enough that it's plausible. So maybe if I sold $200 million in assets and I sold it to you for maybe, I don't know, $900,000, or I sold it to you for $400,000. It's low enough that you're like, okay, but not so low that it triggers like an audit or a red flag. He sold, right, Kimora the stock for a really, really, really super low price, but still high enough to be plausible. Now, once he sold her that stock, he rolled out the Bali, and he was sitting up there like chilling. Okay. So then Tim gets locked up because he raided the Malaysian sovereign fund, right? And they basically stole billions. And when I say billions, I mean billions from them. Okay. He gets hemmed up by the federal government because Malaysia is like, we want our MF and money. Right? So then when he got caught up, all the assets got frozen. What's his name? Kimora needed to mount his defense because, baby, that's how everybody, and Kimora had been used to living a billionaire's wife's lifestyle. So she sold the stock that Russell had sold to her to hold, basically. I guess she was supposed to sell it back to him whenever he felt like the coast was clear. She sold all that stock to pay for Tim's legal funds. When that happened, Russell was like, yo, you stole my money. And Kimora was like, no, baby, you sold it to me. Again, there's no honor among thieves, Russell. That's what you get. But now that the house caught on fire and all this stuff is going on with Diddy, you are now trying to assassinate Kimora Lee's, in my opinion, Kimora Lee's image, character, and basically paint her as somebody that was ungrateful, and you looked after her and you took that stock, even though you tried to sue Kimora in the court. And I believe that even upon appeal, they found out that she righteously sold it and she was in the right and she don't owe you nothing. And he's still talking about it. Now, the thing we got to ask ourselves is, why is he bringing this up now? Why is he opening this up now? Some people say because he is trying to change the subject. Some people say because Diddy is trying to mount a comeback. Some people say it's because they might think that there's strength in numbers. And if we find out that everybody in the music industry is a monster, we're going to have like fatigue and be like, well, you know what? If everybody's a monster, just let it go. I don't really know right now. I just find it interesting.
It's sad, but true. They are monsters. They are monsters. And my job is really not to talk about the monsters, which it really is my job to talk about them, but it's all alleged. The problem is always going to be the women. It's always going to be the women. That's why they don't want you. They don't want you to better yourself. They don't want you to have an education. They don't want you to own anything, right? They don't want for you to not need them. They don't want that. I'm just gonna leave this picture like right there. I'm gonna find a nice little picture. Right? But they don't want that. Because as long as you stay with them and need them, that's how you're gonna be treated. Sad but true. That's how you will be treated. Like you are an object. You are not an object. You are not an object. We are not put on this earth for all of you guys your sexual we was not put on this earth for all of you guys sexual escapades and all that other good stuff. That's not what we was put on this earth for. We was not put on here to be used, abused, look good on your arms, and be treated any old type of way for your escapades, for your fantasies, right? And from even back in the days, yes, she was, Jackie. Oh yeah, please, church announcement. Please, if you are not subscribed to Street Pod Talkcast, Street Pod, Street Talk Podcast, she dropped the link, hit it. Like I said, that page is only for real interviews, real issues, and real subjects. So that'll be more podcast ways of people telling real stories and real things. Please hit it like right now. Hit it. I will see who hit it. I will see if it went up. Because if the guy comes through, we got an interview this weekend. We got an interview with my girl Jim. And if anybody has a story, you do not have to tell your story. You could tell somebody else a story and change the name. The point is we want is real talk. Real talk, street, whatever. I'm getting it mixed up. But guys, hit that link. Hit that link. Hit that link. Hit that link. Please, thank you, and kindly. But every day we're learning. Us women are learning. This is how we are being treated. I don't care where you go around the world. This is how women are being treated. Enough is enough. Yes, she is completely correct when we find out that a lot of them are allegedly monsters. A lot of them has abused women, beat women, called women, even these call women. Nobody wants to take the educational route because they tell you it don't mean nothing. What do we care if our education doesn't mean nothing to you? That's your problem. That's your problem. It's not a us problem. It don't have to mean nothing to you, but we sat in them classes, so it means something to us. They tell you money don't mean nothing. It don't have to mean nothing to you, but it means something to us. Stop listening to these people tell you to stop with your life, your creativity, and just go to these parties. Just be seen at these parties. Just be in a video. Like, they want to be in these videos so bad. These men know that. Create your own videos. You don't have to do it in the big sense. Do it in a small sense. Create your own music. Create your own songs. Create your own videos. You be in control of you, women. Because everything you see that's going on here is involving the mistreatment of women, beautiful women, mothers, adolescents, kids. They don't even care how old you are. But we will be back. It's early. We'll be back. I just wanted to give you guys the latest news. Love yourself. Put that same energy into yourself. You want to do a video? Make your own video. Social media has made it to whereas, hey, you could be creative and be your own boss. You ain't got to do all this. You ain't got to be big. You ain't got to have the millions and billions. Be happy with what you got. Keep creating and do what you have to do for yourself without degrading yourself and running to these men of quote unquote power. Because as you see with the men with power, look how you women are treated. But I am out of here. I may come back on. We don't know who else they throwing under the bus. We don't know who else they throwing under the bus. And we don't know who else taking out a lawsuit. We don't know nothing, but I will keep you guys updated. Right? So peace out, guys. Do not be too comfortable because I might be back on. Peace.